is not allowed. Is DQ allowed? Yeah, DQ is allowed. Is display allowed? Yeah, display is also allowed because I have element and I can display it. Now there is one more situation wherein the category falls into this, which is actually a combination of both. This could be okay. In case B, we have a normal and special case. Okay, I call. There is no defined terminology like this. We are just naming it for our convenience. Okay, this is normal condition and special condition. As far as normal condition is there, we are happy, but let's see what is this special condition. In normal condition, there is ever possibility that 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Here, front is here. Okay, 10, 20, 30, and rear is pointing here. This is the normal situation in which is NQ allowed? Yeah, NQ is allowed because we have two cells to accommodate two elements. Is DQ allowed? Right. So in normal case, NQ is allowed, DQ is also allowed, display is also allowed. All our cases. Now, but there is a situation wherein, okay, you might have added few elements. You have added few elements. Okay, suppose up to here you have added, 35, 30, but 10 and 15. Suppose there are elements like 10, 20. So front will be here, and rear is pointing. Okay, and there is a case wherein F points somewhere here because you have already deleted two elements. F points here. So is NQ allowed here in this situation? Yeah, NQ is allowed. DQ allowed? Yeah, DQ is also allowed. Is display allowed? Yeah, display is also allowed. So now there is, I think, yeah, this and these situations are same, but now let's change. Suppose here you have 40 and now R is pointing to maximum. It's beyond array. Now in this case, is NQ allowed here? NQ is not allowed because it has reached to its maximum capacity. DQ allowed? Yeah, DQ is allowed. Display is also allowed. Okay, display is, but NQ is not allowed. Now this is not efficient data structure because what happened here is when R is going beyond 4, even though it is having two cells which are vacant, which are empty, it is unable to utilize it. Okay. Now when this such kind of situation occurs, by seeing here we can say that it is not allowed, but we let it allow by changing, by writing some code. But writing for this code, will be costly for us. Why? Because we have to do a lot of, movements within the array. Meaning, what I have to do is I have to shift this element 30 into 0th location, 35 into first location, 40 into next location. Then rear has to point to the next, which is third cell, and F has to point to 0. Okay. Now all these things, for this I have to write and make this NQ possible. Make it possible. So yeah, this is allowed, but for that we have to write some code, extra code for it. Now in our program, we'll detect all these situations and try to incorporate into our coding. So let's see how to do that. So before we proceed, let me write one skeleton code for it. So can you show? Yeah. So let's write code for it. So let me include header files stdio.h and console.h. Now look at the screen. Yeah. Is it visible? दिख रहा? Okay. Now, I will declare one global variable, character array. I'll name it as Q, Q, U, E, U, E, Q, and whose size I want it to be maximum of 10, for example. Max size of 10. So, max. We have a queue of size 10, and we have two data structures, two attributes on this queue. One is font and another is, because font and rear, they are global variables, by default they are initialized to 0. Yeah. Now, here we'll declare one variable called choice. Okay. Now, depending upon choice, we'll call appropriate function. So, we assume that have to write condition here. We'll just make this program user friendly by giving few menu options. Enter your choice, scanf percentile d ampersand ch. Okay. So, yeah, what choice I want to give this choice as? If it is 1, then NQ, if it is 2, DQ, and if it is third, display, fourth, exit. This is what I want to give. Okay. So, while CH is less than 4, keep going. So, let us check whether our code is working. Yeah, it is asking me NQ, DQ, 3, 4. Yeah. So, I need to have 3 functions here. So, I will declare them as void NQ, void DQ, ENQU, EUE. DQ is DEQUEUE, DQ. Okay. Void display. These are the 3 methods I have, but yeah, here we'll write one switch case. The purpose of this switch case is, depending upon choice, it will allow to jump to a specific function. If case is 1, I want it to jump it to NQ, then break, case 2, then jump to DQ, break, case 3, okay, then display, again break. Okay. So, I'll just write the skeleton functions for NQ, this is DQ, sorry, ENQU, EUE, DEQU, EUE, DQ. Okay. Then void display. Okay, let's check it's working. So, ENQUEUE, DEQUEUE, right? Yeah, it's working fine. So, let's give it as simple Q, simple Q dot C. Okay, I'm giving 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's working good. Now, this is what the skeleton code is, right? Now, we'll start doing actual implementation of this Q data structure. Before we go into these choices, we'll first initialize font and rear to be 0. I want them to point to 0 to signify this, that Q is empty. Q is empty. Okay. So now, what are the possible cases? If I selected NQ, what has to happen here? I have to, when I call NQ, it means I'm interested in adding an element to a queue. So this actually reflects case A initially. Now, while writing code, I need to consider all this case A, case B, case C, subcase normal and subcase special as well. Okay. Keeping that in mind, we have to code. Now, assume NQ is not possible if the queue is empty initially. Okay. If the queue is empty, how can I identify that queue is empty? Okay. I'll check if front is equal to rear. Then we conclude that queue is empty, and we return from that method. Then if queue is not empty, then now whenever we write NQ, please I need your attention here on board. See, whenever I am coding for NQ, you see where there is good way of analyzing and writing code. That you see in this case NQ is allowed. Yes, NQ. No, actually, yeah, NQ means adding an element. So NQ is allowed if Q is empty. Yeah, if Q is empty. Actually, the case what you have written is wrong. I thought that it's a deletion. Actually, NQ is allowed here. If this is the situation, if front and if Q is empty, then no need to bother about. Okay, but we need to bother when Q is full. But how can I detect Q is full? Q is full. There are two cases which detects Q is full. There is actually one case where front is pointing to 0 and rear is pointing to the max. Okay, then NQ is not allowed. We display a method. We display a message that NQ is